Welcome back to the Wafflehouse in Marquette.
Woo! Yeah.
This episode of Wafflehouse is brought to you by Wendy's.
Probably not.
The prologue is an epilogue for Boris. That's your cue, Boris.
Okay. Usually you say the resume. I was waiting for that.
Yep.
So, yes, we find ourselves in the Well of Time. Trying to make our way through this somewhat tricky place. We had been given a warning. Avoid the second. But the second what? Was the question. So we did find our way, I think, with some good leadership from Phomos. And a bit of trickery with the languages to a new key, which we tried in a door that seems like we probably shouldn't.
The second door.
The second door. So I believe rather than it being the second key that was an issue, it was instead the door. We went down what seemed to be quite an innocuous hallway. And upon Boris opening the door in his usual fashion at the end of that hallway, they found themselves in between a rock and a hard place, apart from the lovely Dak, of course, who was still in the main hall. And on one side of that door we had what was basically a void, and at the other end a big ball of something that's probably not all that dangerous that you could easily run through if needed, which slowly rolled towards the party. I believe Lewin, taking his chance, flung himself into the void after some failed attempts to do anything about this massive orb rolling towards them, and had a bit of fun flying around in there, while the others tried to come up with some kind of solution which kind of failed up until the point when Boris bravely and intelligently decided, you know what, I'm tough enough, I'll just run through it. And that was the end of Boris. I think it was the turn after that they managed to find the solution. Open the bag of holding, which is in fact the dangerous orb.
I would strongly put solution in strong quotation marks there.
It seemed to be certain death versus something that wasn't certain death. I call that a solution. And the orb was no more. But neither was Boris, of course. At that point, he joined the party, and without much ado or fuss, we moved on.
This whole Boris Dead thing is going to be like the dead parrot out of Monty Python.
I think it's already forgotten, to be honest. I think we can move on. He was the idiot who showed up, you know.
I can hear tears.
No.
So we've only got about an hour and a half left, so carry on.
After that, I may need some help, because I think I was so clearly devastated. They went into another room with a giant Megatron. Yes, that is what happened. And there was a chessboard or chess pieces or some such on the floor. And the ultra-intelligent Lewin, who hadn't solved the problem before Boris died a few moments ago, stepped forward to engage in chess. And being the incredible wizard, intelligent man that he is, he overcame the enemy.
I want to say, after doing a Dwendalian double maneuver, I'm not surprised.
Oh, that's right, you did. I mean, people have done the maneuver before, but never have they doubled it. I think that was a stroke of genius.
And I didn't even have to use the secret technique of the Elsa Singorn, which involves a vibrating stone.
You didn't know. Okay, was there anything after the chess? Don't tell me there's still an hour left of that session.
Then we went into the other corridor with the gems and the treasure on one side and the pool in the middle. Remember that one?
Nope.
Okay, well that's where we were.
Okay, apparently there was some treasure and a pool.
He was distraught. He was dead. He can't remember.
Apparently so. I don't remember this.
And Fomos talked to the statue in that far room, who identified you by your porn names. Fomos, known as the Goat.
Porn names, eh?
Yeah, I quite like my porn.
JC suddenly grows a very large moustache.
Mustachio Mastijo is my porn name.
Oh dear.
I think we're talking about two very different stories.
I think we are talking about very different things.
I saw the opportunity, so I took it.
They open their eyes in a large room lit with a green glow. There's a break in the wall. You can see sand outside to the east. There is a swirling pool in midair in the centre of the room. The obvious thing looming over you is a large creature, body of a lion, face of a humanoid lion with eagle wings, long claws, looks down at you and growls. I am Horus. Sorry, Horus. Beg your pardon, not Horus. I'm Horus. Welcome to
Hello.
the
Greetings,
well
Horus.
of
How
time.
do you spell that?
What are you doing
I'm just going to
here?
smack Lewin around the back of the head a moment, but
No, that wasn't a Lewin question. That was a Ross question because I spelled
Horus.
it Horus, but
Horus. Horus.
oh, I did spell it correct.
sorry, just devouring the last 2 Wendy's. We are here in search of aid to bring back my friend here, his city.
Goat. Why should I demean myself by talking to you short-lived individuals? And let's have a little bit of disconcerting music. There we go. So you have made your way to me. What interest do you think I would have in the lives of mortals like yourselves?
Well, I believe that if you've already named us all pieces on a board, then surely the players have moves to make.
I do not name the pieces on the board. The pieces have been named before time existed. The gods play their games. You're part of that. So I ask again,
Therefore, as
why are you here?
clearly we were played in a way to be brought here.
Well then clearly do not deserve anything from me. Could you all please make for me wisdom saving throws?
Yeah, let's reopen my sheet.
Not so great for me.
That's very
That
right.
wrong one, sorry, hang on. There we go.
So you all feel a tugging at your mind. All of you, apart from Fomos, feel compelled to tell the truth. Cannot lie. Have you come here for gold and gems?
No.
So why are you here?
For any help, information, assistance you might be able to offer, or whomever we
Why
might
should I
see
assist
with.
you?
That's a good question.
Well,
Well-
it's very simple, really. This is a great game you all play. Horus, the Almighty, you, Chernoborg, the others, all play amongst yourselves for the prize. However, someone has come along to your board, upturned it, and shit all over it. Placing Singorn in... it's not Oblivion, what's it called?
Limbo.
Purgatory?
Limbo. Placing Singorn in Limbo has upset the board. Is it not in all the players' interests to return things to their natural order so the game can continue as normal?
Cities come, cities go. Time is eternal. The sands of time will trickle, and the mightiest of mountains will disappear into the sea. Why am I concerned? Why should I be concerned about Singorn?
Singorn is home to some of the most powerful magical artifacts in this and many other planes. What do you think would happen to time and Limbo should such things collide in unexpected ways? If you have any interest in maintaining the order and structure of your game, you want Singorn returned where it is to avoid
It is not
unexpected
my
turns.
game. I am a piece on the board too.
If you exist, then you play this game the same as every other. Your own motivations or cares matter not. If you're part of this world, you have a part to play.
And he raises an eyebrow and looks at you. You look into his eyes. Could you make an Arcana roll for me, please?
It's an 18.
Okay. Not difficult. You can see stars in his eyes. He is clearly not a creature of this world.
There is also potentially the problem with the flow of time. Whilst you're correct, time will continue, mountains will crumble into the sea, and oceans will dry up. The eventuality of stasis is inevitable, but the events that are happening right now could bring stasis a lot sooner than
What's your
expected.
intelligence? What's Fomus' intelligence?
It's a 14.
Okay, so you rabbit a little bit, but sort of you do manage to string some of those together to make a sort of sense. Because you are well read.
You have quite good persuasion and charisma and sort of characteristics, so...
Time is eternal. And in front of you, you see a pane of glass. And you see a drop of water at the top. You know it's an illusion. And you see this water drip down the glass, follow a trail, it stops and then goes to the left, runs a bit, and then it gets all the way to the bottom. And there's another drop of water on the top, and it follows a different path, but then it too gets to the bottom. Time is like water, heading towards the river, towards the sea. The river can take many a path, but the end, water is in the sea.
Unless it is taken outside. If that water droplet arrives in a different plane, surely it is taken out of the natural system by your own argument.
And destroys a plane of existence.
Why would it do that?
As they do not belong. You created this place, or the caretaker. You must be wise and intelligent enough to know that any interchanging of planes always results in disaster the longer they stay together. Their world will bleed through to ours and ours into theirs.
The gods have their plans.
Forget the gods.
They
We
set-
are here now.
They set their pieces. They play their games.
Then why set up these tests in the first place? If we're nothing but pawns to fate, what was the point of any of this? You have created this challenge for a purpose, and we are here. Playing aloof now is of no benefit to anyone. Let's drop it.
I have created nothing. I am purely the guardian, the well of time. You are here to beseech my aid, I assume.
We would much rather your aid than any of the treasures here.
What aid do you seek from me?
I'll nudge Lewin to answer, because I don't know what the best thing to ask here would actually be. I've never played the intelligent character.
We require nothing more than safe passage into Limbo to return things to the way they should be.
To Limbo. And you can see he looks into space, but eyes concentrating elsewhere for a moment. Yes. I see the way the game is going. This may be it. Yes. I will aid you. But you must aid yourself too. I can get you to Limbo, which is a dangerous place. You will not survive.
Surprisingly, we're told that quite often.
Let him finish, Phomos. I'm not so brash as to turn down the aid of a being as powerful as this.
Do you know about Limbo? And what it entails?
Lewin will pass across the knowledge that he's already accumulated, that Limbo exists outside of normal time and space, and that survival, especially in the long term, is impossible.
So it doesn't exist out of time. It is a outer plane, and it is a plane of chaos. And what you know about it is that there was primal chaos there, and structures materialize and dematerialize constantly. And if you're not protected somehow, it is very unlikely you'll survive there for more than a minute or so. You'll be crushed by a mountain and then swept away by a typhoon, and then eaten by a world-sized Tarrasque. You know that is where the Slad were created, but these beings have learnt to swim through Limbo.
We certainly can't allow any of that to come back through here.
No
more than has already come through.
I can aid you by getting you to Limbo, but if you go, you will die, or perish.
Well, I know from anecdotal evidence that that is not true. At least one of our encounters in the past has returned from Limbo alive. And I will recall, as much as I can, Marcus Carolus, the second Night of the Moon, because he hunted Slad and he talked about Limbo.
The Death Slad. You fell for his tricks.
Oh.
Yes. You have been played by many. And that all makes sense now to you, Lewin. How he was completely insane. To survive in Limbo, you will need two things. You will need a guide who knows Limbo, and you will need Chaos Stones.
I heard the term Chaos Stone before.
Make a Arcana or religion roll, your choice.
I'll make religion this
Phone
time.
watch, you can do the same.
It's a 14.
What were the 2 roll options, sorry?
Arcana or religion.
Okay. Arcana it is. 12.
No, you've not heard of these things.
Make a note of it.
A guide exists. Seek the stone man with the staff. He will be your guide.
Just quickly while I have the chance, I'm just going to examine Horus. Do I know what this is? What this creature in front of me is?
What you? I think you did that before.
Because it's a sphinx, isn't it?
He is Andro Sphinx.
Yeah, male sphinx. Yeah.
Yeah. The Chaos Stones will be a challenge. The only 2 I know in existence. Belong to Hythonia. You can hear dramatic music in the background.
Hythonia.
She is a terrible foe. Even I would fear to face her. She lives, abides in the temple in the clouds. One of the missions of our temple here is to keep her from escaping.
What exactly is this Hythonia?
She was the most beautiful elven woman ever to be in existence.
Well, that can't be true, but interpretation
That's
varies.
That's why the word was used, Lewin. She probably isn't anymore.
She was, and she, in the days prior to the calamity, blasphemed against the gods, and some took exception. My mistress took exception and cursed her. Alas, my mistress is no more.
Okay, this is a bit
was
of
your
mess.
mistress?
Okay, yep, fair enough.
Sorry?
If you wouldn't mind me asking. And he's just say, and if you wouldn't mind me asking, who was your mistress?
That is of no import.
With a bit of thinking, because Ross knows the answer to this, but Lewin doesn't, given I know that this is a Giant Sphinx, and that this seems to be...
Andro Sphinx, yeah.
Andrew Sphinx, thank you. And it seems to be protecting. Can I have another attempt with more information to have a think about which god this could potentially be? Particularly now he's mentioned that it's a god which no longer exists.
You rolled a 14 on your religion roll.
Cool.
And you tried a religion roll on the statues, and both failed. So the answer is you do not know what this is. Who this god is.
Not a problem. I will save that for independence.
It's certainly not somebody that you have read in your books. Now you all look terrible. If I aid you, I may wish to ask a boon in return.
It's an understandable trade to make.
Well, that's a fine trade with me, but Dak, it's up to you to make that decision.
I think before we agree to anything, we should know exactly what's on the table on both sides. What would your boon entail?
That I can't and won't tell you. But I can aid you in more ways than you know.
And would this interrupt?
I was about to... Sorry, go on, you go first.
This party already has a patron in the name of Chernaborg, you may be aware. I want to understand that any contract and agreement we've entered into you would not void any we've already made.
Chornaborg is a lesser piece on the board.
May I insight check that?
No,
Okay.
you cannot read him at all. You just know his face is completely impassive.
Then
It's one of those things. Sphinxes cannot be read.
Mm-hmm. If I may ask, what's the thing you mentioned about in helping more ways than one? What control over time do you have? Not to the significance of changing major events, but individuals' lives surely are quite, as you said, meaningless to you. We're all just specks in the stars of the sky. But bringing one back who's recently disappeared, per se, is that something within your power?
I cannot.
To add that they disappeared not in the normal timeline.
Ah, you've been talking to the TVA.
Yes. We need to bring back the sacred timeline.
I cannot bring individuals back. I can influence the flow of time. Let's put it that way. It is not something you do lightly. If you interfere with time, there are consequences.
And they're always unforeseen consequences. I'm sorry, Lewin. I thought maybe we could get Boris back that way, but I guess not.
fear not for Boris. While he may be gone, being gone isn't the problem it used to be. I'm on the cusp of my full potential, and that will change things for everyone.
Well, I think
so
we're all
is this
any disagreement, we should probably take the boon, and I think it's a fair agreement, considering we have no other leads.
Decision is yours.
I hesitate to agreements without knowing the full terms. However, it would appear we have very little choice.
there is always a choice. Even the lowliest pawn has a choice. But usually, choice is obvious.
He does have us there.
I think we must agree.
And there's a slight light in his eyes. And you feel like a pact has been made. And you, Goat, give my regards to Yasha when you see him next.
Who is he looking at when he says goat?
I think he's looking at me.
Phomos.
Wasn't he?
Ooh.
Yeah. Huh. You just see, he doesn't say. Phomos doesn't say anything, but he just sort of like, obviously probably going to be read from it, but you can definitely see the slight surprise in his face. I shall.
Good. Now you are all like you're about to drop. Can I suggest that you rest?
I think that would be wise.
And he waves a paw, and in front of you, a table of food appears, laden with gold plates, gold jugs full of sweet wines. The plates have breads and fruits and meats on them. Smell very tempting.
They do say a good deal is always better with good wine. And he will happily sit down at the table.
I mean, Boris and Iskip would already be eating.
Yeah, thankfully, because they're both not here, we're actually going to get some food.
Oh, it's hardly Lewin's first time of handing over his destiny to a eldritch unknown being. So I will break a slice of the bread and start eating.
And it tastes very nice. It's warm, freshly made. You can see now on the platters that are there in front of on the table, you can see some designs, and they look a little bit like the tiles that are in the room which had the treasure in, with a 7-point star on it.
I'm trying to think what the 7-point star is outside of Game of Thrones, which is clearly not.
Boris is just thinking to himself, "Oh, how clever!" And you eat to your heart's content. And Phomos, something happens to you that has not happened to you for centuries.
Okay.
You fall asleep.
At the table.
At the table.
Head back, hand of wine.
Lewin, you fall asleep.
The only thing I will say is, due to my Fey ancestry, I cannot be put to sleep via magic.
You go to sleep.
Okay.
Dak and JC, you fall asleep.
Yep.
And this is a long rest, and you lose all your points of exhaustion.
Way.
And JC, you don't get any damage from that.
Crunching of bones there.
Ooh.
So you lose all your exhaustion points, and that's a long rest.
Is there a button for long
Thank
rest?
you.
Yep, on your
There should be, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Below floor.
Oh yeah. I haven't used that a single time since I've started playing Roll20.
It's so handy.
Okay, and do you want to take your exhaustion marks off as well? And you all come awake at the same time. And Horus is just looking at you, stationary like a statue. You're awake. I hope you are rested.
Well, I think definitely. It's the first time I've slept in at least 150, 200 years.
Yes, you needed it.
Lewin reaches into his pack and slicks his hair and mustache back.
Your clothes are mended. You look all refreshed. JC, you still got these crystalline growths on you, though.
Yeah.
So, need to find your guide, who is along your way, and convince Hythonia to release the Chaos Stones for you.
And if persuasion is ineffective?
And there's just a pregnant pause. The zone of truth is not up anymore, so that's down. You do have your own free will, even as pawns. The table. Any takes out a scroll, and in it you see a basic map taking you through a tunnel which is out at the front of this temple, and it says there's a river runs through it with the dotted lines cross, and it says song, sorry, luring, lure of the song, where it says in this bit where the river is. And then there's a bit that goes through what looks like a pictograph of mountains, breath of the bull, and then you can see a pictogram of steps to the temple in the clouds. Follow this map, which is not an easy journey.
It rarely seems to be.
I will see you when you return.
Thank you.
Didn't realise I was muted there. I was just going to say thanks him for his aid.
And you find yourself standing outside the temple in the sun. The large rock is in the sky, stationary above you.
Boris's footprints are still in the sand next to us with his.
There are there.
baby.
Yep, there's a footprint and a tentacle print.
On that note, can I come too, please, so I can see what's happening?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you share with Dak, so you can see. If that's all right with you, Dak.
Oh yeah.
So you can.
I think much like Boris's ancestors, Dak now has Boris's ghost just occasionally popping in to
Where's
comment.
my
yeah.
teeth?
I got like a whole squad of ghosts following me.
Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah.
Okay, so if I get rid of that here, you can still see the others, yeah?
Yep.
You can see to Dak and Etal. Okay, cool. And you have the map in your hands. You do see the weathered, mummified remains of people lying on the ground there in the sand. As I said before, they had a botted bag of worthless coins, another with glass gems.
If I was still on the floor, I'd probably take those coins and gems up, because we're going to have to give something to our previous guide, considering we did say we'd bring him something back.
Okay. And do you follow the map?
Yeah.
So the map,
so, yeah.
you can see now there is a small tunnel just here, which was hidden. And you can go through that into the sands on the other side of these hills. Is that what you did? What would be your marching order if you did that?
Oh, I'm assuming we're not going on the path that leads us back to
No.
what's his name that we
No.
had to meet.
No.
Okay. In which case, I would just leave the gems here. Then I'm not going to take any of that stuff.
Yep. Okay. So what's your marching
Probably a
order going to be?
sensible decision.
Well, I'll tell you what. You think about what you want your. Sorry, I just moved you all there.
Skeletons are coming with us.
Yeah, let's get rid of them. They don't need to animate anymore.
We're still in the desert, aren't we? It's still unpleasantly warm.
It is. You got out here. Suddenly, it's very hot, very still.
Parasols coming out.
Okay.
In my left hand, I've got my staff, and my right hand, I've got my parasol.
Okay. So you follow this tunnel, which is nice and cool, goes through the bedrock of the mountains, and it carries on for a couple of 100 yards. On the other side, you come out, and you're on sandy desert again. and there are dunes around here. Just in front of you, you can see more mountains rising. You can see meandering through the desert. You can see a cut with there's water in it, and there's a ravine, probably a couple of miles in front of you, cut into the mountain, and the mountain then goes very high, and at the top, you can see glinting in the sun. You can see a top of a roof of a large building. With JC, you can tell that this is probably the temple that he's talking about.
Yep.
And there are steps running up to it. It's very high. So you walk through, and you get closer to this. You get closer to this river, and as you get closer, you can start to see there are some trees there, but they're dead.
Not entirely surprising for the desert.
Dak, could you just make a perception roll for me, please?
Yeah. 10.
Not difficult. You can see that these trees are not just dead, they are made of stone.
That's interesting.
Would Lewin know enough about the mythology and history of Marquette to put together how he thinks these were petrified?
He doesn't really know Marquette that well.
Yeah, fair enough.
JC, make a history roll.
20.
20. You have been brought up in Marquette. There are many legends. One of the legends of you remember one about Hythonia, a beautiful woman who somehow managed, an elven woman, somehow managed to get the ire of a ancient goddess who people do not remember who this goddess is, who died many years ago, prior to the calamity. Hythonia, sometimes known as the priestess of stone, and stories were told of her to scare children. You thought it's one of these silly stories that are made up.
Yep.
But you have heard the name before.
Obviously, I'll pass it on to whoever's willing to listen to me.
I will add that to my notes in my spellbook.
So you are where you are. So there's this river just crossing, and you can see the water is a brackish green. It's cut into the desert.
I gather from the map we are supposed to cross it.
Yeah.
That water is a very strange colour.
Yeah, I'd advise we don't take a dip in it unless you need to.
Yeah, I don't.
And this is where it says Lure of the Song on the map.
Well, I mean, I can get over there pretty easy. What about all you?
I don't think it's getting across so much as what will happen as we traverse.
Yeah. Perhaps we should try for going to the smaller island. It might make less of a crossing to begin with.
I think that's a wise start.
If we were to start making our way over.
Okay.
Are we coming, or are we going by, or am I going by myself?
So, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just asking so I know.
Probably get to about here, right?
Yeah, just
Yep.
so I can sort of judge what sort of distance that is. So
Okay, so JC, where are you? You're hiding at the back.
I'll say I'm sort of mid of the pack.
Okay, so JC, you see the water's very, very still, but there are a few rings in it expanding, getting larger. As if something has disturbed the surface of the water.
Well, I guess because obviously we can see them, that's fairly recently.
Yeah, you can see those ripples are getting wider, expanding.
Yeah. I'll say something's already died here.
Well, I think getting to the first island will be the easier part. We could always
Yeah.
start with that.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what those faces look like, a reasonable jump might even be enough.
About 10 feet, 15 feet, depending where you land.
Hmm. Who's feeling particularly agile?
Well, I could just do this, and it's going to be a little flash, and some little sort of specks of flames float out from his robe, and I'm just going to be able to fly for the next 10 minutes. So, with my
Help!
with my
You must hurry.
elemental gift.
Who said that?
You hear the voice of Boris.
Well, if Boris is telling us to
That's
hurry,
okay.
then I guess we should make it across.
The disembodied voice.
I'm hungry.
Teeth.
I can also hear a drill. Is that part of the voice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boris is at the dentist. Um, so just to clarify, we're all just hearing Boris's voice from seemingly nowhere.
I would guess that maybe the fumes from this liquid, considering it's bright green, is not the best thing to inhale, so time might be of the essence.
Could you all make wisdom saving throws for me, please?
Uh-huh. What?
Okay. Could you... Okay. Fomos and Lewin. Fomos,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
you hear Boris calling for aid. You need to help him. You jump in the
Okay.
water.
That's
Lewin.
Shit.
1, 2, 3, 4. Lewin is running towards the water as well.
Can Dak just like rugby tackle him to the side?
Fomos is in the water now. And Lewin is running towards the water.
Yeah, can Dak intercept Lewin as he's running?
Okay. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is roll for initiative.
Yeah.
I need to put the thingy up.
Where's the initiative thingy gone? Oh, there it is.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, DM, was that a spell that was cast on me? Because I have advantage against saving throws if they're spells.
You don't have advantage on this one because
Okay, that's fine.
Because you're hearing the voice of somebody you know who's died recently.
Okay.
So you run forward.
In the water again.
Otherwise, you would have had disadvantage on it. So you'd have had advantage on it if otherwise.
Yeah,
So you are.
that's fine. I thought
You are in the water. It is burning your skin. Could you make a... First of all, the initiative order. It is... Oh, we haven't got anybody...
I haven't appeared on it yet.
No? I'll put you guys on. I'll just... Are you all on now? There we go. So, starting with Lewin. So, Lewin, you run forward and throw yourself into the water.
Splash.
Splish. Phomos.
yes.
You need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay, and again, I'm assuming this isn't any sort of spell.
No.
No. Cool.
You are poisoned for the next
10.
8 hours. You are poisoned.
Poisoned for the next 8 hours.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Do I get to make any sort of throw against this compulsion?
Not now, because you are now in the water. At the end of Phomos's go, you can make another wisdom saving throw.
For me, is that
Yep.
right?
Yep.
17.
17. Okay, so you're in the water now. It's green water, and you shake your head and you wonder what you were doing. That's the end of your go now. Lewin's in the water. Okay. JC, what are you doing?
Seeing them all running into the water, I will be coming forward. But obviously I'm a bit dubious of this green bait, so I'll come to there and I'm going to hold a dodge action in case they come launching out at me.
Okay. You see a ripple of V's. Let me just... Looking like this. Something underwater. Something looks very big under the water.
If allowed as free action, I will yell, look out. That's about it.
Yep. Okay, Dak.
Cool. I'm going to move myself around to about there-ish, and then I'm going to try and, if he's willing, Thorn Whip Phomos to try and bring him back onto the shore.
Okay, so you're about 10 feet up there.
Yeah, I've got 30 feet of range on that.
Okay, so you can try to... He counts as having partial cover. He's underwater. This is a range. You got disadvantage anyway, so make an attack roll for me.
Cool. So 15 plus proficiency. 21.
It's a disadvantage.
Yeah, so I rolled a 17 and a 15. So 15.
Right.
I've lost my numbers now.
Phomos, does that hit you?
12, 15, 20.
Phomos, does that hit you, Phomos? Something like 20 something.
Sorry, my body fucking microphone's not working. Yeah. What's happened? Sorry.
You have just been hit by a thorn whip.
Right.
And you have been pulled. How far does it pull him?
10 feet towards me.
Okay, so you can get to there, and you're just being pulled out of the water. How much damage does he take?
He takes...
roll it twice and take the lowest one.
1d6, 2d6, 4d6. Come on.
You're adding more Ds, which makes me scared.
Yeah, it's good we've leveled up and it's a cantrip I have to go through. 4 6s.
74 damage.
And...
So 14 damage, piercing damage you take.
Right, okay, yeah, that's fine.
And the Displacer Beast cloak is not functioning now this go. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Launching out of the water, close to you guys, is a... Where is my... It's got to change this into that. You see this thing come out of the water. You can hear voice of Boris coming from his scales, and it launches out of the water at you, Phomos, and it goes to attack you with a bite.
All right.
19 to hit.
It's probably going to hit, let's be honest. Oh yeah, it's always going to hit.
That does 24 piercing damage. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
1 second, just doing the damage. Sorry, I've got my maths wrong. It's put me on a second. Dexterity saving throw.
Yep. So it's launched out of the water.
Well.
You are swallowed. You're inside it.
Oh, this happens every time.
Yep. And then it is up here, and it's going to swing its tail round to try and get to. So it's launched out of the water, and it catches Phomos, grabs it in its maw, and it swallows him, and then just falls back into the water. Its tail whips out. This is huge, long, green worm-like thing, and Dak, it hits you with its tail with a 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
10.
10. So you take 15 piercing and 35 poison damage.
So that's 40, 50.
50 damage, yeah. Okay. And now it's splash, it's in the water again. Lewin.
Okay. Am I still compelled to be in the water?
Could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
32.
Okay. You've had worse baths than this, so this is nothing to you. And could you make a Wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn?
Okay. I'm going to clamber out of this.
No, you've got to make it because you're going towards him. But so I'm going to let you stop there, but make a Wisdom saving throw because you're in the water now. You succeed.
Okay.
If you succeed, then you get your free will back.
That's a 12.
No. Does being poisoned actually affect your saving throws as well?
I think poisoned is just ability checks and attack throws.
It is attack and ability checks.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So you are still compelled. You still hear Boris calling to you.
Okay.
Boris must be in that somewhere around that creature somewhere. Phomos, you are inside this creature. You are blinded and restrained. Start of your turn, you take 21 poison damage.
Okay. This isn't good. Right, let's have a look. Let's quickly check on what I've got here. So that's action. What damage does this even do? It doesn't even say. Oh, acid. Okay, right, this is what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is, this turn, I think it's absolutely necessary because I'm going to get eaten otherwise.
Yep.
Actually, no, I can do that next time. Right, okay, so let's try this first. So I'm just going to try and cut myself out of it. I'm going to use Primal Savagery.
Yep.
And
Okay.
I'm going to try and get myself out. It's going to be at disadvantage, obviously, I'd assume.
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna
are.
point.
You are because you are restrained.
Eat me, I will eat you. And 19.
19. You manage to cut through some of the stomach, and you do 20 acid damage. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. You've just given it a bit of an ulcer.
Okay, well, there's more where that came from next turn.
Okay. You do anything else?
That's me done.
Actually, you're done. Yep.
That's all I can do at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
JC.
Cool. I am going to 30 feet of movement. I'm going to climb up the top of this hill. I'm assuming this is a little hill.
Yep. Yeah, that's about 50. Basically, for every hex it's 5 feet up to that point. Yeah, so you're above it, yeah.
20, 25, 30, yeah.
Yep.
And I'm going to launch a crossbow at it.
Yep.
With a 27 to hit.
Twang! And a crossbow bolt sinks into its side.
Cool. I'm assuming no sneak, so just
No,
8.
no sneak, just a normal attack. Yeah.
Yeah, so just 8, unfortunately.
And it makes out. You can hear one of the voice. What one of the voices of the voice of Boris says. What, Boris?
Better luck next time.
And there's a bonus action. I'm going to sort of take like a sniper, sort of, lay down just behind the dune to hide.
Okay. Yep. Dak.
Cool. Did we say that the water was acid or poison damage? I've forgotten now.
You don't know.
Oh, we don't know yet.
You
Okay.
don't know.
Okay. Well, this is a problem. Let's go with... I need to fish Lewin out, otherwise he's going to be bother next. Yeah, because Fomos is completely inside this thing at the moment, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
So, should be relatively safe to cone of cold the damn thing.
Okay.
So we'll have a little bit of that. So that is a save of some description.
Constitution is 29.
Yeah. So
But I'm going to take him disadvantage because he's in water, so it's 24.
Still fine. So he takes half. Yeah, half as much than successful.
Okay.
So that is. Why is it not rolled damage for me? 8. Okay. That's not how that works.
Hash.
Oh, God.
You want me to do it for you?
Yes, please. There's no button for it, and I can't find the thing at the moment.
Oops. Whoa! I've done you well there, mate.
Oh, well done.
So 45
so
cold, halved. That's 22 cold damage. Yep.
Yeah.
22.
Lovely.
Never liked you.
I'm just going to take a step back.
This creature is now going to go for Lewin. You're in the water, so he's going to have advantage on an attack on you. 28 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
So 22 piercing damage, and can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
That's a 4.
And you're swallowed as well. And
Hello!
and your charm is now switched off. You're not charmed anymore. You're not sort of seduced by the song. And he's going to twist round and he starts swimming away. And before he does that, he's just going to slash his tail at Dak with a natural 20.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, so could you roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
5.
5. Okay, so you take 38 piercing damage. You don't double the poison damage here, so 28 plus 42, so that is 70 damage altogether.
70.
Yep. And he is swimming away. And you can see the ripples in the water. And the top of it is still visible though. Lewin, you take 21 poison damage.
Just straight up.
Straight up, and you are blinded and restrained. Blinded is important because there's many spells you can't cast if you're blind.
That's like most of my spells.
You just hear Boris. Nom 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 nom.
I have. I've got a glint in my eye. If you could see it.
You hear, Lewin, you feel these horns next to you.
Okay. Well, this says I don't have to see anything, so that's what I'm going to do. As suddenly its stomach expands out an extra couple of centimeters.
Okay. You are now in the bubble. Okay. Phomos. You take 21 poison damage.
Yep. That's fine. Good idea, Lewin. I'm about to do something incredibly dangerous in the next 6 seconds, and I'm going to cast on myself Ghoul King's Cloak, which means, hopefully, with what I'm going to do next turn, I'm not going to kill myself. So I get AC's increased by 2, so that is, well, it doesn't really matter when I'm inside, but that's going to be 14. I can make 2 melee attacks if I wish. I'm immune to necrotic and radiant damage, and I can't be reduced to less than 1 hit point. And you can just start to smell a little bit of smell of sulphur. There's just some sparks flickering around his fingers that will...
That is very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
I really hope it doesn't go down, because my idea I have is phenomenal.
Okay, so you've cast that. Can you do? Is that bonus action, or is that a normal action? That's.
It's unfortunately, it says it's just a regular action, which kills me here, but never mind.
Okay. All right. Cool. JC.
Cool, I'm going to pop back up from hiding, and can I still see any of it that I could aim at?
Yes, you can, and you can take the aim action if you wish.
I've no idea how to take the aim action, but I will be doing whatever I need to be able to shoot another.
Means you can't. It means you can't move, and you have advantage on your attack.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You don't read the Tasha's Thieves, the Vogue stuff, do you really?
No, I've got it on the bookshelf. I do need to actually read it. Yeah. I actually do like collecting the books. Yeah, so I'm going to pop up from hide, use the aim, and I'm going to shoot at it.
Okay. Okay.
With a 20 to hit.
That hits it just. And
cool. Because I'm popping up from hide, does that mean I get sneak?
It means because you've got advantage, you get a sneak attack. Yep.
Cool. So that's 48.
But you can't move.
No,
48. Yep. 48.
Yeah, so 9 piercing.
Okay. Yep.
Sneak. And I will again bonus action hide. So basically, I'll be doing like a sniper.
Okay. I think you, because you can't move. So you're basically just aiming. You're just standing there aiming, like a sniper.
Yeah.
Dak.
Yeah. So I very nearly went down in that last round. So.
What level are you guys?
Yeah, well, I'm not supposed to be the one getting wailed on.
That's because you don't have a meat shield.
You need him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You can see almost in your mind's eye this this tavern in the sky with Boris and his relatives. Boris has got his ale there, and he just sort of tips his head at you and drinks his beer.
Good luck.
Seeing you soon.
Yep.
Well, for the time being, let's see, how far away can I be for that? 60. Up a little bit as well. I do make my way over there, and then I will Cone of Cold it again.
Okay. So saving throw is 15 this time, as I giving it disadvantage because it's in the water.
Fail. So that is 8d8 again. Let's see if I can actually get this to roll properly this time.
/ roll 8d8.
Oh, thinking about it. Yeah, there we go.
43. Nice. Okay. Okay, this thing then sinks under the water. You can see bubbling on the top. It's now underwater. So those on the surface can't see it. Lewin, you're in your conker.
I'm in my conker. There's not really much I can do inside of here, so
Okay.
I will take the dodge action as Thomas seems to be planning something.
Okay. Fomos, can you take 21 poison damage?
Yes.
And could you make a concentration? You need to make a concentration saving throw.
I need this to succeed, otherwise we are fucked.
It
Okay,
goes
what do I do?
down.
Constitution saving throw?
Yep. So 8. It's
Oh no!
goes down.
Oh, that's really annoying. I was about to Molotov inside this thing. I was literally about to cast. I was going to cast Fireball and just blow up the inside because I couldn't be hurt. Oh, this is annoying. Let me have a look, see what else I've got then. Oh, I can't see, can I?
You can't see now.
Shit. That I can see, so that doesn't work. Oh, you bugger. I'm really upset by that. That was going to be really fun.
I think you need to be able to see to do fireball as well.
No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say about seeing in the description compared to everything else. It just says a point that I choose within
Oh yeah,
range.
fair enough. Yeah.
I was just going to cast it at my feet. I was just going to cast it at my feet, but I really can't do that now. Ah, oh, you have really done me in. Sorry, this is going to take me a second just because I need to actually see what spells I have that say C on them, because I've never had to look this hard before.
Come and join me, Fomus.
Boris just poured a
Got
pint
his
for you.
character art done.
Okay.
Barkeep,
Does this say
one
C?
more drink, please.
Okay, this doesn't say anything, so I'm going to use Crown of Stars then. So that doesn't say anything about being able to see. So I'm just going to cast it directly in front of me into the belly of this thing, essentially.
Yep.
Let me just remove my token for the for the amazing ability that is never actually been used. Okay, and we're going to put 7 of those on, put that down to 6, and I will cast Crown Stars directly in front of me. 20. Well, it's 18, isn't it, at the moment? 18 to hit.
It hits it just.
34.
34 radiant damage. 34 radiant damage, and this thing convulses. Boris, could you roll a... So I'll do it. Constitution saving throw. 25. That's fine. Hasn't gone down. It's injured. You know it's injured, but it hasn't gone down.
Lewin, my trick didn't work.
Lewin, you just see this flashbang outside your conker. JC.
Yeah, I can't see it at all now.
You can't.
To aim at, is there?
Yep. You see a big bubble just explode out of the water.
Do you know what? I'm gonna just do my best. I'm going to aim. I'm going to use the aim action at that where that bubble was.
Okay.
Just because I've got to try and do something to help them.
It's not going to hit it. You know that.
Well, Jesse doesn't have it. Okay, let's see what. I haven't got anything, have I? I'm just gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna hold my action, or if I get to see it, I will take a shot at it.
Okay. Dak.
Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah, I mean, that'll do. It's whereabouts was the bubble we'd seen a minute ago? Is it roughly where it is now? Or has it moved along
Yeah, roughly there. Yeah.
Cool. What I'm gonna do is that's gonna be close. I'm going to cast Sunburst, and I'm going to do it approximately 70 feet away from me. So about...
It's under the water.
Yeah, this has got a 60-foot radius sphere on it, so I think I'm going to cover pretty much everything.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, I'm going to put the spell out there, and then everything within 60 foot of that is going to get sunbursted.
You can put it under the water if you want.
Oh yeah, if you let me depth charge it,
Yeah,
I would
you
definitely
can
do that.
depth charge, exactly. Go for it. Okay.
So that is a Constitution save.
And that's going to be a standard saving throw. Constitution 17.
Fail. So that is 12d6. 48 radiant damage.
48 radiant damage. Okay, nice.
And I'm sure there was something in there about blindness.
It makes it blind, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know if this creature can see or not anyway.
I have no idea, yeah.
Okay, nice. Wow, that was a very cool thing. In fact, because it was so cool, roll another 2d6. Which is the green goo did some extra damage on it. There we go. And Phomos and Lewin, you see skeleton. There's this bright light outside, which just almost illuminates the inside. So you are not blind now. You can actually see inside because there's a very bright light outside. Does that stay on?
I don't believe so.
No.
It's just,
So for
one.
one go, you can see. Okay. His go here. He's doing nothing apart from he's swimming, and you get a feeling you're going down depth-wise. Lewin.
Now, important question here. Crown of Stars gives off light.
Yeah.
Am I still blinded, or can I now see?
Well, the thing is, you're in this stomach, so everything's being contracted around you. But this burst outside was so bright that I'll let you to see at the moment. You can see through your hands like an X-ray or something. So you can see it. You can see for this turn.
I can see it for this turn. Well, if that's the case, I am going to drop concentration on the Conquer. I'm going to try and blow us way out of this.
Yeah.
So, can it please make a dexterity save?
Dexterity? Unlikely.
Well, it's everywhere around you.
Yeah, it's kind of
9.
weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome! It takes 85 force damage as a bright green ray just blasts through its muscles.
And you just create a 10-foot hole for you and for Phomos, and the green goo floods in.
I'm going to take a breath if I can,
Yep.
and I'm going to grab hold of Phomos' hand.
Okay. Okay. At the end of your... No, that's fine. Yep. Okay. Phomos.
Yeah.
You are. The water is flooding in. It's green water.
Okay. Biggest question is, am I going to take that 21 damage at the start of my go?
No, you've been. The creature's died, and there's a
God
great.
for
There's a great big hole. You are underwater.
Oh yeah, we are going to. How actually? Stupid question. Actually, how far down are we? at
You
the
have
moment?
no idea. You can see at the
Okay, we're just
moment.
gonna
You've got your motes of light, which can come with you, but you got everything was illuminated by this sunburst.
Okay, in which case, yeah, just going to start swimming upwards then.
Okay.
Using extra movement if I can.
Okay, so you can get to the surface. You can swim at half speed, so you're about 30 feet down. So you can. You use 20 feet of movement.
Flight, so...
You use 20 feet of movement to exit from prone. Okay, so you exit. That's 20 feet of movement, and then it's half speed to go up. So you are still below the surface.
Okay.
But you can see some light. You are poisoned though. Remember.
Yeah, that's fine. Because this is saying about into an unoccupied space I can see. Misty Step. Would I be able to use action of Misty Step to like?
You can't.
Get to the surface?
You can't see on top of the surface. The water's too green, and poisoned.
That's a shame. Okay.
Okay. JC, you see this huge explosion, and
there is just a beam of green light which just pierces the sky. And
bits of the tremor lizards, the Mojavian worms go blasting into the sky.
I'm going to stand and stare in amazement because there's still much else I can do.
Okay.
I'll be holding a dodge action though for any falling
Guts.
Guts.
Yeah.
Splat. Dak, you see this thing. You can see apart from this huge explosion, this green light coming out of the water. You can see nothing. You have no idea what's going on with the others.
Okay, well I'm going to move up to, so I'm sort of roughly level with it on the bank, and then
Yep.
I'll just have to take the dodge action for the time being.
Okay. Lewin, could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Constitution saving throw. Yes,
Yep.
I can. That is a 15.
You are poisoned
Oh, blimey.
for the next 8 hours.
I am going to use my ability here. Where is it? To turn that into a 20. To turn that into a 19.
What are you concentrating on?
This is the Constitution check.
Or what are you concentrating on? Don't you have to be concentrating something to do that?
I thought you asked me to roll a Constitution saving throw.
I did. Is that what?
It says whenever you're hit by attack or fail a saving throw, you can use your action to gain a bonus to AC. Or
Oh yeah, beg your pardon. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So
so
basically, you prestidigitate a respirator over your mouth, like something out of James Bond.
Oh no, even better than that. I prestidigitate a pair of nose plugs, which go up my nose.
Excellent. Okay, and you can try and get out. So you can get almost to the surface. Okay, so the rest, you two can swim out, get out. Okay, if you wish. So I'm going to stop the combat there.
Yes.
I say,
Yes,
as
please.
I get out, I will offer a handout to Fomos to pull him out of the water.
Yep. Pull me out, and I'll just coughing up a little bit of green
There's
liquid.
green gungs coming out. Yeah, there's nothing coming out of Lewin's nose because he's got his face mask on, and he's got these funny things up his nose.
Fomos, can you roll an insight check?
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
very
look.
well because I have just been half digested.
You're slightly surprised by this. Lewin's been a bit dismissive and antagonistic towards you, but he seems to be quite nice here as he gives you a handout.
Yeah. And
And I will
I'm going to.
prestidigitate the both of us to get all the green off.
Okay, it's going to take a while to do that. It'll probably take about 10 minutes to get it all off.
That's all right. Like a hair dryer.
Yep. And you see now bits of giant worm just floating in the poisoned water.
But there's still bits sort of falling out the sky.
Oh, there's still a few bits falling out the sky. And you just see JC just dodging them as they rain around him. For some reason, he seems to be the target of it.
Oh god.
Oddly, what's the bloody word? Like a ballerina stepping casually between all these bits of guts falling down. And
Exactly.
suddenly he's a fat can, should be able to do that.
Boris, you've got that extra beer that's been pulled. It's not been taken
Sorry,
now.
guys, I just realised my my mic was muted. That roll I just done is for Keaton's ointment, so I can cure the poison and heal myself.
Right, okay.
Well, Boris won't let that go to waste.
Glug, 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 glug. Even when he's dead, it's still Boris. Okay, so 5 minutes past, 10 minutes past, you prestidigitated all the green gunk off you. You're now standing there, this poisonous water expanse. Very quiet here now. You hear nothing alive.
Ugh, that was quite horrible. Everyone's still okay?
Mostly. Dak, you can see, he's like beaten, bloodied and bruised and like barely holding his shit together. And I didn't even go in the water.
How is it that you have taken more damage than us who were eaten by that horrible beastie?
The damn thing slapped me twice from its tail.
Oh, I said,
The
condolences.
second time really hurt.
I think you got offered an olive.
Lewin will give you a pat on the shoulder, and you do feel a bit better.
That's very kind of you, thank you.
I keep forgetting you've got to do it on the front page, otherwise it doesn't roll properly. Right, you get 7 hit points.
Wonderful. That has quadrupled my health.
Dear. That suddenly looks slightly better. Okay. What are you doing?
Wow. We still need to get across.
So, as I said before, I was eaten. We could get across from that short gap over there.
Lewin, could you not do a wall of force, effectively like a bridge we could walk across?
I could, but that would be a tremendous waste of my abilities. That jump
Second
is
to
no...
being eaten?
That jump is no wider than 5 feet.
Okay. Is there any more bubbles in the surface? Any more worms we need to
Make
look
a
out
perception roll for me, please. Don't forget.
For? Can
you're
I
not,
guidance myself on this?
No, not for this. I
Okay.
think guidance plenty. So I think guidance really should be if somebody's doing a physical action or something. And
Aye,
I think
no
that isn't the new rules going to be you can only do it so many times per long rest or short rest or something. Or was that just a Baldur's
No
Gate 3 thing?
idea.
I can't
Well,
remember.
if it helps, I can sort of help look out like, the
Well-
other way down the river
well-
whilst he's looking up the river.
Well, Phobos's eyes are very wide. He's clearly had a existential threat to him here, and so he is really searching the water for more bubbles and ripples, and he sees nothing. Just sort of bits of gut and a worm just floating on the water now.
I would say we strike while the iron is hot and we get across there immediately.
I agree, Thomas. That's a remarkably wise suggestion for you.
Great, let's go. And he's just going to potter back over, and as if nothing happened,
Let's do it
despite the fact
again.
he's beaten. Let's do it again, and I will use another elemental gift to hopefully go across the surface with this bit without being eaten.
Yep, you can do so. Yep, you can get onto the island. Yep.
And I will
right.
join him. I'm going to use shape water as well to just create a tiny little Moses gap so I can jump through.
Well, the water there is probably about 5 feet below you, but the water is quite deep.
Oh, well, in which case it's purely performative.
All right, okay. So you're just going to jump across, yeah? Skip
Yes.
across. It's not that wide, so you can get across there. In fact, you can all cross that bit. Even Dak, you could probably even do that.
Yeah, even I could manage it.
Yeah. The next bit's going to be a little bit more difficult. It's 20 feet. It's a 20-foot jump.
I'm going to 20 feet hover across.
Okay.
Lewin is going to go in front of him. Is this sand, stone, bit of both?
Bit of both. There's stone there. There is sand on the top. There's not so much sand in the middle bit, to be honest with you.
Lewin is going to just quickly shape the earth underneath into a small ramp.
Yep.
And then he's going to take a run up and then use the ramp to help him jump across.
Okay, so make a athletics roll for me, please, with advantage for that. Don't forget you are poisoned, so that's disadvantaged again.
Am I poisoned? I thought I saved.
Oh,
I thought
did
I
you?
No, you did
I
save.
thought
You- No, you did save, yes, because you had your things up your nose. Yep, sorry. Yep.
8.
Splash.
Splash!
Could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Absolutely. 29.
No problem. You just cleaned yourself. You're all wet again.
I know what I'm doing this time. You just see Lewin quickly hand moves as he's falling through the air, and a pair of things appear up his nose again. as he's just gonna pull himself out
Yep.
and start prestidigitating all the gunk off again.
Yep.
The ramp is still there, by the way.
Okay, I'm just going to say the others can get across without a problem. Okay. Even Dak can do that. So you get to the other side of this thing, and the dunes are there again, and the stone trees. And you look at the map, and you can see. You think it leads into the these sort of cutting in the side of the mountain. Breath of the Bull.
Onwards we go.
It's probably about half a mile from where you are. So do you trug towards that?
Yes, I suppose.
Yeah.
Unless anyone's got any other ideas.
Okay.
Well, let's go.
Dak, you don't feel too good. You are struggling.
Yeah.
So what's your marching order going to be?
I'm not going at the front this time.
I'm going to take.
I will go at the front.
Should we just take your concentration marker off?
Who are you and what have you done with Lewin?
Okay.
There's no one else left to do it.
So this is your marching order, yep? Like that, yep?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah.
Okay. So you get into this. You get into the base of these hills. There's a deep cut, and as you get into it, you feel this breeze blowing down through this cut in the mountain. Very dry, warm, sort of breeze hitting you in the face. Breeze should be quite pleasant in the desert, but actually it feels hot and it's very dry. It's very desiccating. Lewin, can you just make a perception roll for me, please?
Oh, of course. It's a 10.
A 10. Okay, it's not difficult to see. In this area, you see this is a narrow gorge. It's about between 10 and 20 feet wide maximum. And the walls got very steep in both sides. You see these coiled, coloured red, black, white coloured snakes in crevices in the walls.
Well, that doesn't seem right.
And as you look at them, one of them rears its head and looks at you, but doesn't do much else apart from that.
Dak, this is nature-y things. I could probably tell you the scientific name, but nothing more. What are these snakes?
Oh, I can take a crack at it.
Could you make a nature roll for me then, please? No.
No. Nice.
How do I have a higher nature roll than you?
I don't know.
I've lost everybody.
So has the snake bitten me? Is this the end?
It is the end. For some reason, it didn't actually pick everybody up when I wanted to do that. So
Rocks fall,
This
everyone
is
dies.
what boys saw.
Oh, nature's intelligence, that's why.
okay, so I want to get rid of that. So where are our PCs? So we have Vomos, we have JC, we have Dak, and we have Lewin. So there we go. Okay, and you see these snakes in the crevices in the walls.
Anyone fancy just flying over this?
As you get here, you feel that the breeze is stronger as you're in here.
Ah, well, okay.
It's actually quite difficult to walk against, but you can do that.
I suggest that Dak either persuade or get these snakes to go away.
Well, the thing about that is I'd have to talk to them, and I can't do that right now.
You're going to use a DAC line because I haven't prepared it today.
Yes, exactly. Well, we sort of got drugged last night, so I didn't really have a chance to reshuffle my spells.
Oh, Lewin
And
did.
to be honest, we are in the middle of a desert.
Lewin woke up with an entirely new spell set prepared for today. I mean, I do have an alternate plan in mind, but it's expensive.
Yeah. Let's think. Are these sort of nests that these snakes are in? Are they just like little cutouts in the walls?
Yeah, you can see they're in the walls. There's some holes in the walls as well, and the snakes are there. There's a whole swarm of them. You know, Dak, because you're a druid, that colourful snakes generally are poisonous.
Yeah. What about just a proposal? What if I was to turn into an earth elemental and then glide into the walls and just block the holes as you pass?
You could do that. The other thing I was thinking, of course, is just throwing them out into the desert.
It means we've got to touch them.
Ah, I'm beyond touching things with my hands.
Ah, yeah, I see.
As Lewin hovers, you see that his moustache is being curled from either sides with his telekinetic mage hand.
I mean, certainly, if you think that that's a possibility, by all means, give it a go.
How do I reckon I would be able to climb this with Lewin's pitiful arms?
So you're in this ravine here. The wind is buffeting you. You don't think... I mean, you'd have to go up a couple of 100 yards on both sides, on either side. And it's very steep. If you were a climber, you could probably do it, but the wind is it's blowing down this gully.
But I do think I'd be able to walk down it.
So what do you mean walk down?
So I can't fly because there's quite gusts of wind, but just travelling on foot.
Yeah, you would struggle to fly against this unless you were really, really going for it. But you could walk it. You have to lean into it, but you can walk against it.
Okay. Well, if no one's got any better ideas, I have a potential solution.
Oh, do tell.
Well, I will use my telekinetic powers to grab these snakes as we walk past and fling them into the sky, where the wind will carry them to their new prey, rather than us.
I mean, that seems unfortunate for any of the new prey, but if it works, sure.
How long have we been going for at the moment?
Probably about 2 or 3 hours.
Okay, yeah, my stars have gone down then. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was just going to say we just zap them as we go by, but
Yeah, it's probably about an hour since you left the river.
shame.
Yep.
Okay, yep. Go for it, Loon.
Okay. Well, if no one's got
So
any
there's
better
probably over 30 snakes in each bundle, in each sort of. There's a ball of them there.
I think I can work with that. Because I can
And
move.
if not, then I can always Eldritch Blast the ones that stay on the floor.
Have they actually done anything bad yet? Do you know
No.
if they're enemies?
No, but they're snakes. They're untrustworthy by nature.
Okay.
I mean, the other thing,
Somebody's voice disappears. Sorry.
of course, the other thing I can do is I can just go in my conquer, and you guys can push me through, and all the snakes can fall on top and roll into your face.
Maybe not that.
So,
If you do that, JC will be on your back.
what do you guys want to do?
I think Operation Snake Toss sounds like a great idea.
Operation
I mean-
Snake Toss.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds entertaining if nothing else.
I'm gonna grab the snake and give it a firm thrust into the air.
Okay, you grab one snake, and okay, one of the many gets thrown into the air and gets whizzed behind you. JC, can you just make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Oh, God's sake.
Have a bet.
25.
Not a problem. So, actually using telekinesis for this, so you can actually take a lump of the wall out and take a whole load of snakes in one go.
It's just as I'm walking, I'm a bit like Professor Rex with his
Yeah.
telekinesis, and I'm just preventing the snakes getting anywhere near. The minute they start trying to move out of the burrows.
Okay,
they
well,
just
I
get
would say
through.
that in a minute, it'll take you a minute, but you can empty all the snakes out with a level 5 spell, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'll tell you what, we don't need a cleric because I'm already better than St. Patrick.
Okay, so this one is whee over this way. Okay, and you walk forward, and you see another collection of snakes here.
I say I'm going to try and keep moving, but I've got
Yeah.
my eyes firmly on.
Okay, and what are the rest of you doing?
So we're following along, I
Okay.
suppose.
So these snakes are not doing anything threatening to you at all. They just look at you as you walk past. You probably wouldn't get too close to them though.
Maybe we just keep our distance and not throw them then. I don't know.
Okay.
It does seem unnecessarily mean.
We have made a statement with the first set.
Yeah, exactly.
We have given a forewarning.
And in the distance you hear splash, 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 splash as all land in the river.
Just think, what would Boris do?
No, you should never ask that question.
You just created more poison lake monsters doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful!
We're just restoring balance to the natural habitats.
Horus will be pleased to have new guardians. Right, shall we continue?
There's Horus back in his thing, looking through like some mind portal and just shaking his head, recoiling in terror as what we're doing, just obliterating everything, blowing things up.
Okay.
It's like, wow, those guys are dicks.
So you see some more snakes here. There is some different coloured rubble just here, Lewin. Looks more like the rest of this is all sandstone. That looks more like almost like a granite material.
That's fine. Can I levitate it up?
You can. There's lots of bits of it, so you can do that.
Anything of interest?
Can't really tell from there. The wind is blowing in your eyes, so it's quite hard to see.
Fair enough. I will keep moving forward with an eye on these snakes.
Okay, so the snakes just hiss at you as you walk past.
I will continue walking past them.
And JC's still at the back.
Yeah, I'll be following at the back, yeah.
Okay. If you go there, Lewin, one of them will try and strike you as you get that close.
Not a problem.
It probably won't do very much. It will do a 21 to hit.
That would hit, but I'm going to shield it.
Okay, ching. Okay. As some of them,
as it does that batch is going for a ride.
Okay.
As I am just going to lift them up. And...
Okay, so you drop the stones here. You lift these ones up, and JC, can you make another dexterity saving throw, please?
21.
That's fine. You see these snakes flying towards you. Snakes not on planes, and they sort of they go hurtling down and fly out of this area. So that one's gone as well.
If one happens to get a bit too close, like if I think it's going to hit me,
yep.
This is just sort of pre-planning, right?
Yep.
I will try to sort of do the whole Zorro thing mid-air and try and turn it into effectively a new belt.
Oh, fantastic!
Just flying through the air. That's if one gets.
Well, that's because that's very cool. I'll say you've actually skewered one of the snakes on your sword. Excellent.
Yeah. Can you eat raw snake?
I mean,
you can. You can.
I'm gonna be.
Okay.
I'm gonna skewer it, and as I'm walking on, gonna hold Egri one by the handle and very gingerly by the tip, and I'm gonna be eating it like a corn on the cob.
But I hope it's not poisonous.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Okay.
The venom sack.
Yeah, but forget
Yeah,
venom.
with the venom.
I hope it's not poison.
Okay.
Well, we'll find out in a minute.
So you drop the stones. They're here. Okay. You see some more snakes in the walls.
How long has passed?
Only about 5 minutes so far since you've put up telekinesis.
5 minutes. Okay. We have 50% of the time left. We need to move with some speed, so keep close to me.
Yeah.
I am going to just examine this pile of stones again quickly, so I
Could-
walk past.
Would you make an investigation roll for me, please?
22.
It looks like a statue which has been broken into many pieces. You see parts of a bit of an arm, broken arm, a shattered face, a broken boot, but it looks like it's all been crushed.
Can I attempt something?
Yeah.
Using my heightened intelligence, can I roughly sort of shape the pieces into what I think the statue roughly would have looked like?
It will take quite a while to do that. There's lots of bits. Yeah, you can try, but that'll take a while to do that.
Fair enough. Normally,
To be fair, though, we came across quite a few. We came across a few while you were in sort of phased out a little bit. We did come across quite a few statues on the way to a temple. Repaired one of them, and nothing happened. I think it's just safe to say whatever civilization did exist here has not existed for some time.
That's fair enough. If that's the case, we'll keep moving forward. Again,
Okay.
I've got an eye on these snakes.
Okay. As you go forward, you see a statue here at the side. A statue of a cloaked figure. This statue is complete. It's wearing a hooded... The statue itself is made of a granite material. It's wearing a hooded cloak. And in one hand you see it's carrying a staff.
Ooh. Is it a stone staff or a real staff?
You can't tell from there. The whole thing looks like a statue, though, from where you're standing.
Right, everyone, keep close. Mind out for the biteies. 10, 15.
Yeah.
Can I get there? Sort of the side of the wall?
Yep.
And I'm just going to look at this statue, entirely taking my attention off this big group of snakes to my right.
Okay.
I can't focus on more than one.
So-
I'm watching the snakes.
So with a 22, you see it's a strange creature. It's a well carved statue carrying a staff. It looks very realistic. It looks a little bit like the H who kidnaps you.
Ooh, well, I don't like that. It's very interesting. This can I sort of get a vague description of what the statue represents?
Well, it looks like somebody who is. It looks like a well carved statue of somebody who is with a staff in his hand, who's looking like he's just trying to hide or something.
Oh, very interesting. Why would you create a cowering statue? Phomos, Dak, you're more cultured than I am in sort of rustic.
Just raises an eyebrow at you.
Yeah,
You say rustic.
full of suit. I mean, sure.
Anything
Not
I
close enough.
recognise?
Could you make a? That would be a religion roll for me, please.
Don't have religion. I can roll that. I was going to say maybe history, but I don't know if that.
No, not history. No.
No. Okay.
No.
15.
Yep. And Dak, you can make a religion roll as well.
Well, my religion is extremely low, but we'll give it a go. 15.
Yeah. You don't know.
Statue isn't going to hurt us. The snakes might. I suggest we keep moving.
Right, well, let's keep moving then.
Okay.
And again, I'm going to keep moving. If any of these snakes make a move, I will send them and teach them that they are not kotals, they are just regular snakes.
Can you just make an intelligence roll, please, Louis? Because I don't normally do this.
23.
You remember what Horus asked you. Horus asked you. It says, "Seek the stone man with the staff."
Oh, then...
just thought I'd better remind you.
That wasn't in my notes. I've got seek Hyporia, look for the Chaos Stones, Temple of the Clouds. I must have
The guide.
missed that in the...
Stone man with the staff.
You have to get rid of that other set of snakes.
Oh yes, I remember now. We were asked to get the stone man with the staff. And while I wouldn't necessarily call this a man, a human, it is a stone figure with a staff.
As good a start as any.
Yeah.
Now, what are you? Lewin's just going to sort of tentatively touch this statue with his index finger.
It's a stone is hard. You would have thought it had been weathered more than it is. When you look close, you can see there's a etchings of a tattoo on the face of this individual.
Ooh, I will examine this tattoo. Any cultural signs?
It makes no, it means nothing to you.
Means nothing to you. So, this is our dearest stone man, but what's to do with you? Is it the staff, perhaps? And I will look at this staff. Is this staff also carved out of stone?
It's all stone, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we asked the other statues politely for the key. Maybe we just ask him to help us.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion, Dan. Hello, statue. Could you please help us? We have a journey to undertake.
And the statue says nothing.
JC, do you want to give it a go, Marquisian?
I can ask him Mackenzie and see if that does anything. If it doesn't, I'll give it a little bit of a poke with the tip of Egri, see if that does anything.
It doesn't do anything, and it doesn't respond. And there's a slight. But the stone is tougher than you thought it would be.
Yeah. I just shrug my shoulders.
Maybe this isn't the statue that Horus meant?
What else did Horus say about the statue again?
He said that you need to seek the guide, which is the stone man with the staff.
Are the hands pointing in any direction? Is there anything around the, not specifically the statue, but like maybe like a secret entrance, kind of a la Boris back at the flowers?
You don't see anything, no.
No. Maybe he's standing here to say that we are going in the right direction.
Possibly, although my understanding was the guide was for when we were in that other plane of existence rather than a guide to...
Lewin's going to examine this statue. Does it seem remarkably well carved?
Yeah.
Like almost masterpiece in terms of level of detail.
Yeah.
So lifelike.
Very lifelike. In a strange Karen pose as well.
I believe our dear friend is not a statue at all. I believe that he has suffered some form of petrification.
Exactly what I thought at the same time. Who's going to be able to fix that then?
I have no means of fixing this outside of mundane dispelling, and that not only doesn't work on petrification.
Dust. Do I have dust?
I gave you a lot of dust, and I have extra if you need it.
Okie dokie. Right, I've got to use a 6 instead of a 5th, but this is going to be a super effective Greater Restoration.
Well, have you used both of your 5ths already?
Yeah, they're bloody cone of cold.
You've only cast cone of cold. Yeah. I forget that other people have to spend a spell slots for that.
Yeah. Peasant casters, yeah. Right, yeah, so I will make my way back over to the statue, give myself some clearance from the snake.
Okay.
And yes, I will attempt to Greater Restoration our stone friend here.
Boris, what do they see?
Yeah, sure. They see a tall, lean figure, very very harsh features, a large tattoo on his chest, wearing clothing that was probably quite fine at some point, but weathered with hardship and travel. And depending on what state he's in currently,
He's just... everything is starting to move.
Whoa! Calm down, calm down. You've only just rematerialized. Don't move anything too quickly. You might chip off an arm. Who are you, friend?
friend. Who are you?
I am Luin Boreal, Master Wizard of Singorn.
Singorn, you say? And a Master Wizard?
Luin just uses prestidigitate to get his cloak to just wave a bit, despite the fact the wind's going the opposite direction.
Ah, yes. A Master Wizard. Who are you, really? Speak quickly.
Ah, my intuitive friend, I have told you nothing but the truth. I represent our wider group, the Wafflehouse, adventurers and, dare I say, planar travellers. We are seeking
Planar travellers.
Indeed, we are seeking out the ways to Limbo, and through divination we have understood that the means to direct our way there is through yourself.
Limbo. A Master Wizard would not want to go to Limbo.
This one does. I say, can I get an idea? What exactly am I looking at, mystery figure?
Sure. So, I mean, you know, because you helped me with the artwork, but you are looking at, it depends on what you know of different creatures that you are looking at.
It looks a bit like a Githyanki who you've seen before. But this person's much skinnier, much more gaunt. Same sort of racial group. But wearing... Sorry, Boris, I'm taking over from you.
You go.
Yeah, but wearing a modest robes. In his hand, he has a staff which is wooden with glyphs on. You see there's a tattoo on his chest. You can see it coming up from under his robes, going up onto his face. He looks at you with a boring eyes, looking into you. You feel possibly this is a Githyanki or something there or thereabouts, and you know they are planar travellers.
Ah, it would make sense that a Gith would be the master traveller.
You don't like that, Boris?
And it would make sense that an elf would be the one asking.
Ah, forgive me if I have offended you, my dear chum. If I have been ignorant, it is only out of lack of knowledge.
So often is the case.
Could you both make for me contested intimidation rolls, please? And this will be intelligence plus intimidation.
Ooh, intelligence plus intimidation.
Yeah. And for Boris, that will be for you another thing that you may wish to use plus intimidation. Doesn't have to be intelligence.
Wisdom would be lovely.
Wisdom, yeah.
Intimidation.
Wisdom, yeah. Okay.
So this will just basically be a +5 on top of that.
Yeah.
That's higher. I have no intimidation bonus.
But you get to add your intelligence, right?
Yeah, so I just rolled an intelligence roll.
Oh, sorry, I see what you mean.
So yours is higher.
Okay.
Okay, so Lewin, this stranger is starting to cow you a bit. It's
Ugh.
really. It feels like he's almost looking down on you.
His arcane his arcane abilities feel unnatural and strange to me. I don't like it. It's otherworldly.
Why? Sorry, go on.
And Boris, he called you a gif. You know that is short term for peoples you don't like. I think. Who are you? What are you?
Law checking.
No. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, you really don't like being called that.
Yeah. Yeah, he has had his snap back.
Okay, all right.
And why would you want to go to Limbo?
A city, an elven city, is trapped within there, trapped by evil powers. We are here to return things back to the way they should be. From your end, beneficial. The city is an unwelcome addition to your, I'm sure, lovely home plane, and we would like to very kindly remove this unwelcome intrusion.
So, you see a vague outline around you, and tiny little orbs of light start appearing from the floor as I do this.
Could you all make for me a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, 1 second.
I'm going to make that a 16.
Okay.
Something's happened to my sheet. I don't appear to have stats anymore.
Oh no,
Oh no.
What?
that's a very powerful spell.
Hey,
That
well
is.
done, you.
It is. I think I've broken my character sheet.
You transcended the rules of the game.
We were broken before.
I think it was a +6, so let me just roll that manually for
It's
now.
slowing down. I don't know what it's. I can't open
An
your character.
11.
I can't open your character sheet either. Okay.
Nope.
So Lewin. So what's the roll to beat?
It's a 19 to beat, and it should have been charisma.
Is it a charisma saving throw? Is it? I beg your pardon.
Charisma.
So it's charisma saving throws, everybody. I beg your pardon. My bad.
Oh, I don't know what that would have been on me.
Brilliant.
It would have been pretty...
Okay.
I will say, Mystery Man, you do see that there's something flickers with Lewin. There is a strange sort of hexagonal aura around him, just for a moment.
You hear-
I've very clearly done something.
You hear
both you
a
and the DM
bellow.
happy that I've seen that. Sorry.
You hear a bellow like that of a large beast coming up along the ravine, and all the snakes just disappear.
Is this a bellow that Azakar recognises?
Oh, what a name!
He
That's
he heard that bellow only about a minute ago. Also, he thinks.
Okay. Everything changes instantly.
Okay, and I will stop there.
Oh, that was eventful.
Hmm.
Well,
Can I get a spelling of that, please, Davey?
Yes. Of course you can. Sure. That's the character's name.
Oh, badass.
That's nice. I fixed the sheet as well, DM. I had somehow been turned into an NPC. Your magic this week was that strong, you turned me into an into one.
just put you on here. Go. And that. And there we go. Okay, so we'll stop there. The wind is blowing. Snakes are flying through the air, and you hear this bellow from up this gully. Azakar, you recognise, you heard that before.
Yeah.
Foremost, can I just say I'm very glad that you didn't die on the first session.
Yeah.
You knew art.
Yeah, I'd have been mildly miffed. Very pleased.
I think Boris would have been even more miffed if you just bypassed the statue and left him alone.
It was very close.
I'm wildly disappointed that my concentration dropped there. That would have been... It was literally like, I was sitting there sent to Ross, like, if any of you've seen anything to do with Overwatch of it, where he's like, I've got an idea! I was like, I'm going to blow myself up.
I mean,
That'll fix the problem.
That is very much about, let's see which of us is more durable, as you just fireball yourself over and over again.
Yeah, oh, it'd been great. But no, really, we have a friend.
I don't know if friend is necessarily the right term. We have a guide?
Employee?
We have a stranger.
You met someone.
So we've gone from a guide that we've been paying in gold to one that's now going to just actually travel with us and hopefully be useful.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
He's agreed to nothing yet.
we
He may
defrosted
just
him,
kill
that's
you
gotta be
all.
worth something.
He is very cool. His name, down to his description, down to, I'm assuming he's a Gibseri, is super cool.
I'm looking forward to this one getting a bit more involved in the conversations a bit more than Boris did.
Talking, I know that.
It was instantly far more like a challenging conversation with Lewin than Boris ever had, and I could actually sort of, flex that a little bit and enjoy it.
This is the best part, though. Lewin is completely oblivious to cultural norms because he doesn't really care. So, hence why Lewin probably knew that GIF probably wasn't the right term, but he said it anyway because he's like, it's what I call them.
I genuinely feel Lewin is a sort of character where mouth moves faster than brain.
I know, and you think how fast his brain moves.
Oh dear.
Cool. Okay, well I'll stop the recording now. Okay.